Hey guys, Nathan here, 24 Chambers of Film. Today we're going to be talking about the dislike that the Gladiator 2 trailer is getting. I think Hollywood thought they had a slam dunk on their hands. A lot of people like the first original Gladiator. It won the Academy Award. I personally know a lot of people who say it's their favorite movie. I think a lot of people are very passionate about that first movie. And Hollywood thought they were going to have a slam dunk with this one. They released the trailer for Gladiator 2 a few days ago, and it did not get the reception that they thought it was going to get. If you actually use the return YouTube button or return YouTube dislike button on Chrome, you can go to the video and you can see that it has 135,000 likes, 287,000 dislikes. That's 68% of the people that decided to rate it like or dislike decided that they disliked it. That is pretty insane when you think about it, especially because this is a huge blockbuster movie that Hollywood's putting together here. Ridley Scott is the director of this, and what are the reasons for this? Right? Why did they miss the mark so bad? So I'm going to go over three things that I think are the main cause of this, and the first of those is that Gladiator, the original, didn't need a sequel. This sequel feels forced, like a money grab. In recent years, it's become the thing in Hollywood to resurrect old franchises or make sequels to old movies and try to cash in with the new generation. Perfect example, and I think the most successful example, and kind of who I say started this trend is Cobra Kai. They became the show as a sequel or a continuation of the Karate Kid movies. And when it started, I don't think people actually thought it was going to work because started on YouTube, which at the time, wasn't big for originals, and then it ended up getting picked up by Netflix because it did so well on YouTube. And it's a huge show now, and it works for what it is, right? Cobra Kai, continuation of Karate Kid, brings back a lot of characters that they can kind of tell their current story. Now, Gladiator, though, didn't need that. Gladiator is about Maximus, right? And he dies at the end of the original Gladiator. He goes down in history as a hero, and them bringing him back seems forced. It seems like they're bringing it back because they're like, okay, we're going to be able to cater to a certain audience that we already have, and they're going to love to see the continuation of this. But there is no continuation to be had. In the movie Gladiator, his family gets killed. He dies after essentially winning. There's no one to avenge him. There's no natural succession to I need to avenge Maximus. And I think that is the problem. I think it makes it seem like Hollywood is just all Hollywood, right, is, done for money, but it makes it seem like they're just putting something together because they're trying to get a cash grab here. I don't the first Gladiator, from everything I'd read, started getting written in the 1970s. It wasn't made till 2000. That's almost 30 years, or wasn't released until 2000. That's almost 30 years later. There's a lot of time and effort that went into writing that story. Now, someone might say, "Oh, well, the first Gladiator came out in 2000 and it's 2024 now." But again, there is no reason for the sequel. Now, what they're doing in this one is the girl who is Russell Crowe, Maximus's the girl he connects with in the movie while he's imprisoned, enslaved, right, as a gladiator, she has a son, and Russell Crowe's character has a connection with him. So the movie puts him now in the seat as the main, as the hero who's basically rehashing what happened to Russell Crowe, and it's him now trying to fight for his freedom and do all that stuff. But it doesn't make sense that they're doing that again because yeah, he saw everything go down with Maximus's character or Russell Crowe's character Maximus. The kid's name is Lucius, and now he's in the exact same role. It just seems like they're basically rehashing the movie, updating the effects of it, updating the look of it, and then they're just giving it to you, basically saying, "Here's the same thing that we gave you previously. It's just now updated." Right? And I think that is part of the reason people are not responding to the trailer how they anticipated. It's just Wasn't necessary for them to make a second one. So the excitement really wasn't there. And as far as them doing something that seems fantastic, it doesn't seem fantastic because it just seems forced. Visually, it looks stunning, the trailer, that's great, but it seems forced. Now the second thing is the casting in this movie. They got some great actors. They have Denzel in there. They have Pedro Pascal in there. The problem here is Denzel does not fit in this movie. If you look at the reaction video we did a few days ago, I brought that up and Steven said, you know, I can watch a movie and I can know and I can detach myself enough to say that's not just Denzel in that movie, right? Problem is Denzel's too big of an actor that and he has these mannerisms that are so iconic that I think it limits certain characters that he can play because everyone expects him to do certain things in movies. And I think that's the problem here. To me, Denzel looks completely out of place in this movie. They should have gone, oddly enough, Stephen mentioned Giancarlo's Esposito in our reaction to the trailer, and I actually think that might have been a better play for this movie because he can play a heartless person very well, but I think he kind of still flies just under the radar enough that people don't automatically peg him to all these iconic moments like Denzel has. I mean, if you read the comments, right, you go straight into the comments and people, are talking about Denzel, being in the trailer. Denzel with a New York accent in Rome, my Gladiator. Denzel be like, I ain't doing no accent. I mean, the guy's an iconic actor, but it's hard. He draws so much attention that it almost works against the casting, and that's really the biggest issue I think with this. And here's another one. Denzel looks like he is in Training Day 2 Rome edition. Is Denzel playing a time traveler? He's acting like someone from 2024 who's going back to the ancient Rome for a laugh. It's again, I love Denzel. Denzel is one of my favorite actors. I'll watch anything Denzel's in because he's in it. This is probably one of the few times where I'm like, crap, they dropped the ball by casting Denzel in this. I think it sucks because Denzel is a great actor, um, but this is just not the role for him. And the reason is he's too iconic of a character. You're not going to be able to detach Denzel from Training Day, Denzel from The Equalizer, Denzel from any other movie where he, gives his iconic laugh. He's got that smile he has, and just can't do it. Like it's very, very hard to do that. And his character seems to have the same like swagger that he did as Lonzo in Training Day, and that's what makes it difficult, right? Like the people are talking about his accent, right? He's in Rome and there's no accent. He sounds like an American from 2024. I think that kind of stuff makes it seem as well like they're just like, we got to get some big names in here. Oh, Denzel, you're in, perfect. Everyone loves you, and it's gonna backfire on them. Like this comment right here. So this will be the rare film where Denzel portrays a jaded, streetwise character that stares very intensely into the camera and speaks in fast, overlapping sentences, occasionally breaks into an abrasive laughter. That's what people know Denzel for, right? Like that type of character. Not saying he can't do other stuff. I mean, look at the movie Fallen. That's probably my favorite Denzel movie of all time. He doesn't have that demeanor that he's had in more recent movies. But even if you look at something like Fences, right? Like Denzel can act. The man can act. But in this movie, it's like they went to Denzel and like all his iconic roles that everyone knows him for. And it's going to be hard for them to get past that. That is what I see as the issue here. So they screwed up. Pedro Pascal, I think, was a good casting. I think he fits that role. I mean, he was in Game of Thrones, and obviously that wasn't you know all in a fake world there, but it gave that essential vibe that you needed for that, and I think he fit perfectly into that. As far as the main character, Lucius, I don't think there's a problem with the guy they cast. I think it just Denzel's gonna be such a distraction in this movie, and it's unfortunate because Denzel's a great character, but he's just too iconic for this role, for a role like this. Now, the third thing where I think they really screwed up was the music. I'm watching this, I'm expecting this glorious, magnificent trailer. Think of the Mad Max, Fury Road trailer. Big drums, like, "We're going to war," like, epic music that channels that trailer, that makes it what it was. That's what I was expecting for this trailer, and we didn't get that at all. We got the complete opposite, and then midway through, they start playing this hip hop music, which nothing wrong with that as far as the music being hip hop, but it doesn't match the trailer. It doesn't match the energy that this trailer is supposed to have. And that's, I think, one of the biggest gripes people actually have. Like, if you read a lot of the comments, the music is uh is the biggest issue. Whoever picked the music for this trailer needs to be sent to the salt mines in Carthage. I mean, it that one leaves me scratching my head. I am not at some point, right? This trailer had to have gone through a few different revisions, people approving, disapproving stuff. And I'm just like, how did you let the trailer get through with the music it got through with? This should have had an iconic, big buildup type of trailer because of what it's supposed to be, and they totally butchered it. Again, go back to something like Mad Max Fury Road. That is a style of trailer. That type of glorious energy is what should have been put into this trailer. Like, we're gonna see the most epic battles, the most epic story, the most epic rise of a hero, and they didn't do that. It almost seems like they said, "Oh, we have Denzel in here. He's playing a character. His character is gonna be played like the other characters, that people know him for." Like the person mentioned, streetwise characters who give you the good one-liners. And so let's just throw some hip hop music in there. It just seemed so out of place. It it actually bothered me when I saw that because again, I'm not like, "Oh my god, the first one's the greatest movie ever," but I was expecting a banger trailer for this because I was like, if this movie's gonna let you down, it's gonna let you down when you go see it in the movie theater. It's not gonna let you down when the trailer's released, and it's let a lot of people down when the trailer's released, and that to me is the problem because if they miss the mark on the trailer, what are they gonna miss the mark on in the movie? That's a fair question right there. So, I think Hollywood missed big time with this. I think they didn't look at the audience that loved the first Gladiator. Maybe they're trying to appeal to a younger audience and, get them to become fans of this, but in the process, they are alienating a lot of people, I think. Now, is this gonna do bad at the box office? I doubt it. I think it's still gonna do good. The best comparison I could think of is think about the Independence Day Resurgence movie, the second Independence Day. That movie got panned. No one liked it, but it still did good at the box office. Are they gonna make another one? Probably not. They got away with the first one because they needed to, people gave it a chance, but people didn't like it. I don't think I read a single good review about Independence Day 2 at all. So they're probably going to do well at the box office, which at the end of the day, right, is Hollywood's goal. They're gonna do well at the box office, but no one's gonna like it. People are gonna complain about it. People are gonna bash it. People are just gonna say it shouldn't have been done. And again, hopefully that's not the case. I hate to see when movies fail. I would prefer to see it actually be good and do well and get people to say, "Hey, you got to go see this." Forget the trailer didn't do it justice. You have to take time out of the day and see it. and hopefully that is the case. It ends up being better. The actual movie ends up being better than the trailer, but based on the trailer, I have very little faith in that. Um, and I think that's why people are not happy. They basically did three things they shouldn't have done. Is they made a sequel to a movie that didn't need a sequel, which is the biggest mistake of them all. They got too iconic of an actor in Denzel, who you basically can't unsee as Denzel. And then, even with those two things aside, it could have been fixed if you still had a great trailer. And they didn't do that. They didn't deliver the trailer that a sequel to Gladiator 2 deserved. They and to me, they decided to make a movie. So the first point, oh well, they cast Denzel. Okay, but they still could have at least saved the trailer by making it a good trailer. Now, the trailer looks stupendous, but music is such a big part of trailers, especially something like this, and it could have made the entire difference, and that's where they dropped the ball. So there you have it, guys. Those are the reasons that people aren't feeling the new Gladiator 2 trailer. Clearly, they've let their displeasure be known. Go read the comments on the Gladiator 2 trailer. It's hilarious. You could probably spend an hour or so reading those, and you're just gonna be thoroughly entertained because some pretty funny stuff on there. And let's just hope that this trailer was just a little misstep in the road as this movie before this movie gets released. And let's just hope it's actually a good movie because again, I don't like to see a guy like Denzel, you know, come out in a movie that's a dud. Guys like Pedro Pascal, actors that I like, I like them to deliver some good stuff. And I think a lot of people are going to go in to this movie with low expectations, especially after this trailer. But there you have it. That's why people aren't feeling the trailer. That's why it has such a huge dislike ratio compared to the like ratio on YouTube. And as I said, go read the comments for yourself. They're pretty entertaining, and hopefully the movie's good. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate if you guys give us a like on the video, and if you want to stay up to date with more of our content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're going to be coming out with more reaction videos, some lists, some of the best movies or different topics in cinema, and we'd appreciate you guys to be around for the ride. Thank you very much. This is Nathan for 24 Chambers of Film. Until next time.